enter one and pass the cloudy door where wonderful things will happen that the world has never seen before.
In Dexter's laboratory lives the dopest nerd you've ever seen. One day he smoked some cannabis and had a dream. What if he could sesh with fandom's best in Dexter's Dab?
Hello, friends. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Nerdy Stoner Podcast with your favorite huggable stoner, Dexter, aka The Hash. How you doing? It's been a minute. Ain't gonna lie, life been, but we keep fighting. Yeah, as you can tell from the title, I'm gonna be taking a little hiatus, but I didn't want to just leave without actually saying anything, because that would be rude. And I like y'all. Yeah. So, uh, TLDR, I just need a break. I've been going pretty ham since New Year's Day, and I've released 13 episodes so far. Well, sorry, 14, 15, including this because Father's Day and yeah, this. But yeah, I've been going pretty hard these past few months, and yeah, I just need a break. Um, in the immortal words of my favorite band, Gavin Dance, rest is best when you stress a test and you forget all about your aching ass. Um, yeah, I've been neglecting my aching ass and it needs a break. Been saying a lot, but yeah, mostly it's for mental health. That's important. I always talk about that on here and how you should always take care of your mental health because if you don't, yeah, it will seep into different parts of your life and mess things up. So make sure you're doing that. Take your breaks, do whatever you got to do to recharge, and don't feel bad about it because I, contemplating this, I was feeling bad on myself. Like, no, what are you doing? You gotta keep going. You gotta push through. You gotta just do it. Just create. But it doesn't have to be like that. Like you, I think that's that. I think it's the whole hustle culture mentality. Um, we live in a society where it's always like you gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, don't stop no matter what. And that's not a good way to live. Like we're humans, we need breaks, and that's okay. So whenever you need a break, take a break. The other part of it is that honestly, I wasn't or I haven't been focusing on the right things when it comes to my show. Like I've been way too focused on numbers and comparing myself to other bigger creatives and not really having my own structure of doing things. Like I feel like I've been very reactive with some of the things I've been posting because and part of me is like, oh, I gotta post something that's gonna get all the views and likes. I gotta make something go viral so that I can get engagement and put myself out there. But that's not why I started doing this. I started doing this so that I could have fun and help people and you know be creative. It's a nice outlet for me. And now that I kind of lost sight of that a little bit. It feels like I'm getting back into it. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a nice, more better structure of how I want to do things. Like I have so many ideas in my phone, written down random places, and nothing really organized or structured. And you know, without that, it's kind of difficult to know what you want to do and where you want to go. Um, like anything in life, like any goals you have, it's best to have nice, tangible structured steps to execute them and, you know, maximize your potential for doing it the best way. And that's another thing, like, been very afraid about posting certain things too. Um, like thinking my ideas aren't good enough or something. Again, it goes back to comparing myself to other creatives. Um, but I don't have to do that. I I know that I don't have to do that. It's something that I've been, working on in therapy for a while now. Taking back my authority, as my therapist put it. You know, how can I put this? Basically, like I give away my power to a lot of people that I don't have to, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that does this, but like this, I basically put a lot of stock in what other people think of what I do as opposed to me thinking about it, and that's no way to live. Living for others and not for yourself. It's just it's not a way to be really happy, because not everybody's opinions are good opinions. I'm not saying don't value other people's opinions, but like don't make that everything, you know? It's really detrimental to how you live and doesn't really help you live to your fullest potential. Um, but yeah, so that's what's going on as far as that. But again, I didn't want to just leave without, you know, talking to you and maybe even just talking about some stuff that's might be, going on in my life. Like, got the cook off coming up still. It's going to be on July 13th. Tickets are still available. Get them while you can. Come out, support your boy and the other cooks. Going to be in Catonsville, Maryland. Unlimited tastings, open area for you to smoke. Like, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, I'd really love it if you would come through, support me. Because, ooh, excuse me, I'd love to see you, give you a hug, smoke with you. Ooh, excuse me, smoke with you, all that good stuff. Yeah. What else? Um, I've been doing some shadow work, journaling. That's been interesting. Definitely recommend it for anybody who has thought about or just journaling in general. It really helps to, get your thoughts out on paper. But with shadow work, and I feel like this also applies to like, my show and being a creative and just, doing my own. It's all connected because, it's all a part of me. But with the shadow work, it's essentially asking yourself really tough questions and, you know, writing about it to get a better, deeper understanding of yourself. Like an example, one of them that I recently did was, um, what's a way that you show compassion to yourself? And for that, I actually had to look up the definition of the word compassion because I was like, make sure that I'm, really answering this right. And I gotta be honest, I don't show myself a lot of compassion. Um, I feel like I knew that, but actually sitting down with that journal prompt and writing and going through it, like I I find it really hard to give myself compassion, and I am still trying to figure out why. Like I know why it has to deal with childhood trauma. Um, that's the biggest thing: childhood trauma, anxiety, depression, all that stuff, and just me still working through it. It's honestly crazy how much of your childhood self affects your how you are as an adult. But at the same time, it doesn't because, when you're a kid, that's when you start to learn about the world, life, yourself, people around you. Like, you learn mom, dad, sister, aunt, whoever, they all have flaws and they're all going through shit. Try to hide it as best they can from you, but sometimes you wind up seeing it. Sometimes it's pretty ugly, and sometimes that ugly it fucks with you and sticks with you for a while, and you don't even realize how much it's affecting you until you talk to somebody about it and really start taking a deep, hard look at it at yourself. You start noticing certain patterns that you've been, unaware of for however long, whether it be months, years, decades. You start learning. That's why I'm always going to be a big advocate of therapy. I know that finding a therapist, especially now, it's hard. And it can also be expensive. But even just talking to a friend, just letting somebody know, hey, um, this is something that's on my mind. And, they don't even necessarily have to give you advice, but sometimes just saying the thing out loud is really relieving and can feel like a giant weight lifted off your shoulders, which is something else that I'm learning how to do. You know, be more vulnerable because there's power in vulnerability, what I'm learning, what I know and what I'm coming to learn for myself. You don't have to be afraid of your feelings or feeling your feelings or saying your feelings out loud because everybody has them. Everybody's feelings feel crazy, insane, and just out of this world. But then when you say it out loud, you realize that you're not the only one who feels that way, and that maybe somebody else has figured out how to deal with those feelings, and you can learn something from them. Um, yeah, I'm hoping that y'all can learn from the feelings that I have and how I'm, dealing with them. Um, yeah, um, I try to take not only the advice or the lessons I learn from characters, but the ones that I learn from life myself or from therapy. Like, if I can provide any type of help or aid to somebody that is struggling, like, then I'm happy to do so. Like, especially through this, like, 'cause that's what this has become. It's a way for me to help people in my own way, whether it be giving advice or making a stupid, funny short that just makes them laugh. I'm doing my part because, especially in this fucked up world that we have with all this shit going on, like we need it. Um, we need a little escapism here and there. And I'm not saying that to say that just ignore everything that's happening, but it can be exhausting seeing all of this day in and day out. You scroll, you see potentially World War III is happening, people are dying, and then there's a puppet video of, you know, two weird creatures fighting or some shit like that. But um, I guess I'm trying to be the weird puppet creature video that gives you a nice break in between everything. Um, yeah. So hopefully I'm doing that for you, and that I can come back even better and do even more for you because I enjoy doing this. I like it. It's nice. This is also kind of like journaling for me, like a video diary. When I do stuff like this, where I'm just talking to the camera, no real prompt. I'm just kind of letting things flow. Um, yeah, just I like that, just kind of letting things out. Um, yeah, just looking at the time. Um, yeah, not really sure if there was anything else I wanted to say. Mental health, taking a break, cook off. Oh, duh. How long will I be gone? That's a excellent question. Person who's probably been thinking that. Um, yeah, I plan on coming back at the end of July, beginning of August. I feel like it's a nice little time for me to, you know, take a break, catch a breath, and just reevaluate how I want to do things. Gets a lot of my ideas in order, and also just have time to just create to create. As like I said, I've just been too focused on numbers and virality and comparing myself to these bigger creatives, and just being stagnant, letting it make me stuck, letting it hold me back, you know, like one thing that I need you to remember, that I would like for you to remember as well, is that I'm me, they're them, or you're you, and everybody else is everybody else. Like, you're unique, I'm unique, we're all unique. We all have something unique to present and show and give to this world. And honestly, the world needs it. The world needs your gifts. Um, gifts. The world needs your gifts too. But yeah, the world needs your gifts, your talents, anything that you do that puts a smile on other people's faces. Like, the world needs that right now. Like, so yeah, get out and do the thing that makes not only you happy but other people happy too. Because like I said, the world needs it, and I'm trying to be a light in this world because a lot of darkness that's trying to overshadow it. But we can do it. We can overcome it. I've said it in the IRO video and other ones. I honestly believe that somehow, some way, we're gonna make it through this. I don't know how, but we're gonna do it. Like, I just I have faith. Yes, there's no other way to put it. I'm not really a religious person. I was raised Seventh Day Adventist Christian, but yeah, I have my own um, opinions and thoughts on organized religion, but that's here nor there. Basically, no matter who or what you believe in, like, that you know what it means to be a good person, especially if you're watching this. Like, I know you know what it means to be a good person, and if you're watching this, I'm sure that you are a good person, and the good that you put out into the world is great, and people love it and love you for it. I love you for it. Um, and I want you to keep doing it. And if you are deciding to take a break like I am, that's fine. Take a break, recharge your batteries. You know, go into the hyperbolic time chamber, get some training in. That's what I'm doing, and come back better than ever. Internet's still gonna be here, hopefully. um, yeah, just just remember that it's okay to take breaks. Like, if there's anything that you can take from this, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to pause for a second. It's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize yourself. It's okay to do what's best for you. Like me, Dexter, I'm telling you this. It is okay. I promise you. That's another thing that I'm learning. Like, doing stuff for myself, and taking back my authority, as my therapist put it. It's actually, I think the best way to put it is, like, at least for me, when it comes to taking back my authority, um, I have a tendency to essentially revert to my child teenage, younger self whenever any type of conflict or something I perceive as conflict arises, and I just kind of shut down and you know revert back to that. But I'm learning that I don't have to do that anymore. I'm learning that it's okay to fight instead of freeze or run away. Um, yeah. I think that's about it. Honestly, I'm not trying to ramble too much, say the same thing over and over again. Um, yeah, yeah. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Let you know that I love you. I'm still here for you. If you want to, hit me up in the DMs or whatever and talk, I'm still here to talk, listen. Um, Still gonna be posting. Um, Trying to limit my Instagram time a bit because I know that was definitely a big contributing factor to my imposter syndrome, comparing myself to others. Because I follow a lot of really cool creatives, and that's cool because you know they inspire me. They make me want to also do better. But if it gets to a point where I'm comparing myself too much, then it's time to just take a step back and yeah, um, yeah. But I think that's about it. Um, yeah, I will see you in a bit. Promise I got some good things coming. Lots of ideas. Need to, like I said, get some organization. Um, yeah, big things coming. But till then, please remember, take a break, take a rest. It's okay. We're gonna get through this somehow, some way. I promise. I love you. Uh, Wish I could give you a hug. There we go. Yeah. Working on doing these sign off things better. It feels weird, honestly, but the more I do it, the less weird it'll be. So, with that, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Um, Spread your goodness into the world. Share this or something you learn from this or another one of my videos with somebody else, and just try to spread the light because individually we're like fireflies, but we come together, we can be like a big giant sun. Yeah, but enough rambling. Yeah, as always, medicate, meditate, hydrate, be great. In about a month or so.